We're on lesson 8 of chapter 2, which has us rewrite equations and formulas. So first we're going to rewrite equations, then we'll solve and use a geometric formula, then we'll solve a multi-step problem as well. First it asks us to do this. Solve ax plus b equals c for x. What does that even mean? That means that x is kind of with all this a and b right here. Usually when we want to solve for variables, we want to isolate that x. Okay, once we do that, then we can use it to solve this equation, 2x plus 5 equals 11. So if we're going to get x by itself, what do we have to do to the b and then the a? This is kind of like solving multi-step equations here. We are adding b to this side, so we could subtract b from this side. So we could do c minus b. So that part is done. So this crosses out. I'm just going to erase these then. So we're left with ax equals c minus b now. Well, now we can divide both sides by a then to get rid of this a. So if I was going to rewrite this equation, these a's would cross off. This would be divided by a. So now we have x equals c minus b divided by a. And now x is all by itself. So what does that mean for us? Does that do anything for us? Well, let's actually plug this in then. Let's plug these numbers in. So this was a, this was b, this was c. So if I was going to rewrite this equation, it would be x equals c, which is 11, minus b, which is 5, and that would be over 2, which is a. Then we actually can solve this, right? 11 minus 5 is 6. 6 divided by 2 would be 3. So x would equal 3 in this case. So isolating that x does help us solve it. So now let's do this one. Right, 3x plus 2y equals 8, so that y is a function of x now. So we want y to be isolated, and then all the x's and numbers going over here then. So first thing we can do is we can move this x to the right side by subtracting that 3x. So minus 3x here, minus 3x here. So if we're going to write this equation, we'd have positive 2y equals 8 minus 3x. Now we need to move this 2 out of here, so we would divide by 2. So divide this by 2. So let's rewrite this equation. Y, because these cross off, and that's going to equal what? Well, 8 divided by 2 would be 4, then minus 3 divided by 2 would be 3 over 2, or 1.5, right? 1.5 I'm going to do for x. See how that happened? We divided 8 divided by 2, they give us 4, so minus 3 over 2 is 1.5x. So here it is, y equals 4 minus 1.5x. That is a rewritten equation. So we can also do this for geometric figures as well, just like this triangle formula. The area A of a triangle is given by this formula. Area equals 1/2 of the base times the height, where B is the base and H is the height. So let's write a formula for the H now isolated. So the H is right here. How do we isolate that H? Well, let's do this formula then. So I rewrote this formula down here. Area equals 1/2 base times height. So let's solve it for H now isolated. So I want to move this 1/2 over away from the H. So I would do the reciprocal, 2 over 1. So then these would cross out. And I'd be left with 2 over 1 times A, which would just be 2A. So if I was going to rewrite this problem, it would be 2A equals base times height equals B times H. Well, how do we get rid of the B from being multiplied times H? We would divide that by B. So if I was going to rewrite this equation, it would be 2A over B, and then these B's cross off. So then I would have 2A over B equals H. And there we have it. H is now isolated. So we're going to use this formula now. We use the formula to find the height of the triangle shown, which has an area of 64.4 square meters. Well, A is area, B is base. So I know what that area is, 64.4. 64.4 times 2, because it's 2 times the area, over the base, which is 14. That's going to equal our height, our H. So let me finish this problem here. There we go. So first let's do 64.4 times 2. It's 128.8. That's divided by 14. And that's going to equal h. 128.8 divided by 14. That's 9.2 for an answer. So h equals 9.2. So that would be the height of the triangle using the remade formula that we created. Now let's do a real-world multi-step problem. You are visiting Toronto, Canada over the weekend. A website gives the forecast shown. Find the temperatures for Saturday and Sunday in degrees Fahrenheit using this formula. C equals 5/9 times Fahrenheit minus 32 degrees, where C is the temperature in degrees and F is the temperature in Fahrenheit. So it's asking us to turn this into an equation with the F by itself. So let's rewrite this equation. So here it is rewritten. I gave us a little bit of room to work with too. This one's pretty similar to the one before. See, I want to multiply times the reciprocal, 9/5. That would cross out. So 9/5c then. That equals F minus 32. So if I want to get the F by itself, I would just add 32. And then add 32 over here. So what does that give me? 32 plus 9/5c equals F. Let's write that over here. 32 plus 9/5 times c equals the degrees in Fahrenheit. So the F is all by itself now. Good work. And since for time's sake, I'm only going to solve for the low of temperature on Sunday because that'll be quick and easy. Okay, so I have 10 degrees Celsius. I would replace the C with 10. So it would be 32 plus 9/5 times 10. And that would equal degrees Fahrenheit. Well, 10 times 9 is 90 divided by 5. What is 90 divided by 5? That'd be 18. So it would be 32 plus 18 equals degrees Fahrenheit. 32 plus 18 equals 50. So 50 degrees Fahrenheit would be the low for Sunday. So Sunday equals 50 degrees Fahrenheit.